welcome back to another Models by Me. This time we'll be unboxing MPM's Fw189. We will do this in the kinda usual manner of we'll have a look at the outside of the box, then the contents, then the instructions, and then the sprues. So the reason I say we'll do this in the kind of usual manner, because spoilers, I was going to do a comparison between MPM's Fw189 and Italeri's, because I have one of these as well. That doesn't quite fit on the camera. But when I was looking up the history of this particular kit, I noticed there was a certain offshoot. I spotted Revell that had also done this one, so okay. Then I spotted Italeri. And the box art for Italeri's is identical to the other one I got. And I looked at the sprues. They are identical kits. So instead of two separate kits, or two separate videos where we were going to look at MPM's then Italeri's, what I thought we'll do is almost do it like a side-by-side. MPM released the kit, Italeri then sold it. In fact, MPM's its 2001 kit initially, this one being the 2008 re-release. Italeri's one is 2003. So we'll do a side-by-side comparison of both of these and see how it goes. But first, as per usual, a small bit of history on the plane itself. So a order was placed out there to replace the previous reconnaissance plane, which was the Henschel 126. I think I've got one of those actually as well, with a different plane entirely. So this was supposed to be for reconnaissance and recon the area, double check the ground, army, everything, and also for spotting purposes, where like artillery are landing and it can report back, no, you missed by about 500 meters. Try again. So this thing first flew in 1938. Bear that in mind, it first flew in 38, July of that year, was finally introduced into frontline service in August 1941. 3 years in between first flight and production, or introduction even. This thing had a couple of machine guns to, well, strafe for enemy positions. It also had cool unique feature, see it more on this one, of I had a machine gun here to defend against enemy fighters from above, but this also rotated a little bit at the back here, so you can have a second machine gun here for anybody underneath, or to strafe more infantry that the front two machine guns missed. The Russians absolutely hated this thing. If they saw or heard this thing flying overhead, I think it acquired the nickname Whistling Death, though don't quote me on that one. Because if they heard this thing, they knew artillery was very shortly behind it. So yeah, there's a little bit of a history behind this. Finally retired at the end of the war. So then, let's do this in the kind of odd, unique way, outside of the box. As I said, this is an MPM video. We'll start with the MPM one. So here we go. We've got the, I think it's a Romanian 189 flying overhead. flying over a nice valley. Got artwork on the underside and kind of the unique view, which I think that's Kurt Tank's design as well. The inventor of the 190 as well. On top of that, but he took an unusual response to this to make sure you could see as much as you can out of this plane. Probably the most important thing of a reconnaissance plane. Can you actually see? He went with twin booms, as well as a massive greenhouse at the front. Put a few plants in there, it'd be brilliant. But here you can clearly see the twin boom effect, and you can also see bomb racks underneath. This thing did carry bombs. Not much, but it did carry them. So yeah, we've got a nice lovely artwork of a Romanian. I'm pretty certain it's a Romanian, this one. So let's have a look down the side. So we've got the address for the address for the MPM's factory in Czechoslovakia. MPM kit, please recycle. All the usual stuff on the side here. Yes, this did it. I got this for £8. That is accurate. I got this for £8 last year. Yeah, that was that. I was walking away with this one after paying the £8. Anyway, made in Czechoslovakia again, 1/72. Tells you it's a Fw189. Down the side here, warning: kit contains small and sharp parts. Suitable for ages 15 and over. Okie dokie. Barcode for scanning fun. Finally, we have a kit that didn't do this. The box art on the box on this side is the same as this one. So if you want to put this on the shelf, yeah, it can only go that way round. Well, you could put it this way round, but you'll struggle to actually read anything. The underside is an empty box. Right, let's have a look how Italeri did this. For starters, they put it in a much bigger box, and clear writing across the top to emphasise this is a 189. This is a Yoo-hoo. I got the second hand. This one, it did not cost £9. This one emphasises more the twin boom effect, and also I would say the German camouflage. You can make out there is 2 different greens on this. Very just about spot there's 2 different greens on this. But that's quite accurate for our 70 and 71. They are near enough identical to each other. So then, again, this one you can see more of the greenhouse effect on it, and specifically the twin booms. But you can't see the underside bombs or anything on this one. You've got the product code, 1/72 again. Down the side here, we got box contains an unassembled model kit. Again, I always love the fact they have to state that, but it kind of like is state the obvious. You'd be a bit disappointed if you wanted to build a model kit and it was already assembled. Copyright 2003. Some of the paints you need. It's interesting it says 71 and 66. So normally it's 71 and 70. Or is it 66? It's definitely not those two next to each other. But we'll see when we look at the paint guides. And it shows that one of the planes fully built in a snow camouflage. That's quite an interesting one. Yoo-hoo down the side. Shows you the length of it. Bit of history on the plane itself. In the different languages. Pause to read if you fancy catching up on a bit of history. There we go. And then finally, there's the same snow kit, but just a different view. And you can see this does come with the bombs on the side. Well, the bomb racks. And this, hey, this one did it. If you want to put it on the shelf that way around, you can, and it can still read it. Underside, absolutely nothing. Contents. So, let's have a look at this one. We have instruction sheet. I will say this now, this should have a separate paint guide to it as well. I have lost the paint guide for this, so unfortunately I need to go find a screenshot of it off like ScaleMates or something and edit that into the video. But you've got instructions there, and we've got a big bag of all the screws, and a little bit unfairly, you can see here I have another reason why the paint guide is missing. Half the decals are missing. Some of them at least. That's because I have also made the Airfix version of this kit. This plane, beg your pardon. But I didn't like the Airfix camouflage schemes, but I really liked the one for this one. Hence why some of this is missing. So, and you also get the photo etch in here and a film sheet as well. So that is going to be interesting to do. Right. Italeri turn. Let's have a look. So we have instructions in Italieri's true style of unfolding like an accordion almost. Bag with all the sprues in it. I will say this now, I don't know if you caught it on the MPM bit. The clear plastic sprue is different. But the rest of this initially all looks the same. So, and also note, there's a locator stud hiding there, which I'm pretty certain MPM do not do. So this would be this is a really interesting side-by-side comparison. So there's the sprues all in one bag, and the decals, which don't want to come out of the box. There we go. So you've got loads of different versions. 1, 2, 3, 4 by the looks of things, and the generic German plus generic stuff. So, okay, so it looks like it's going to be interesting. Make sure I get all the decals in the video, might help. These ones look like, again, just take your time letting them soak through and then they'll come off. But not too bad overly. Right. Instructions. This is going to be interesting to achieve. The battle of the instructions. We have the folded A4 bit of paper or the accordion. Right, so okay, we'll go with this first. So we've got a nice outline of the plane at the top. History of the 189 in Czechoslovakian, and then in English. Oh yeah, well, there you go, cut tank. 18, it's the same as the 190. You need to develop that. Then we have the sprue maps. No clear plastic. Oh, that's because the clear plastic's up on this piece. There we go. We also got all the bits along the bottom here. Optional instant glue for metal. Oh, super glue in other words. Cut off or drill, scratch build, bend. Some of that might be required by the scratch build bit. Oh, we have resin parts as well as photo etch, as well as a film. This is going to be interesting. Plus the the clear plastic. Right, cockpit section. So let's start with this one. We'll start, but I'm eventually going to jump off because you can see all the little blobs here for paint. Yep, they do the letter system again. There they are. So at the back here, it gives you all the paint codes. This is not in Humbro colours, even though 33 would be black. No, but this doesn't. Does it tell us? See camouflage pages. Yeah, so you need to correlate between this and the other page, which is currently missing. So that's Let's jump back to the cockpit section. So we've got to do the seat belts and all the extra parts. Build the rest of the seat up. Instrument, the control column goes in. The seat with all the seat belts go on. Doesn't show the completed version, unfortunately. Not here, at least. On the next page. Nope, not even on the next page. Okie dokie. There we go. Then we've got a little seat here for, I think that's the spotted radio man. More seat belts for him. And then you've got to glue this piece onto the end here. Then you've got all the instrument columns on the sides there. Again, film or photo etch there, that goes on top. The foot pedals need to be assembled. And then the machine gun. So, okay, yeah, you've got to put the ammo drum on top of the machine gun and then do the gun sight, which is good that it has that. I'm a bit concerned though about when do you put the machine gun into the, well, I was about to say the fuselage, but it'll be in the glass bits. Something tells me you're going to have to leave one of these off because you're going to struggle. Just something at the back of my mind, just saying you're going to struggle with this bit. Speaking of all the glass bits, we have film onto F, was preset and was photo etch. Yeah, photo etch is F. So you've got to put the film onto the photo etch and then, or just use the plastic piece, which you can then just stick at the top there. The top section of the greenhouse, you then got to put, I guess there's more switches in the middle there, as well as the gun turret. Either a twin machine gun or single machine gun. Goes for a tiny hole. That's what I was afraid of, and the same with this. Got to put machine guns through that tiny hole. So you're going to have to, before this bit, this is very misleading. Put the ammo drum on top of the machine gun. Leave off the gun sight, because you will then have to put the machine gun through this little hole in the frame for the machine guns here, and then glue the gun sights on and then bend it afterwards. Ouch. That is very misleading and could lead to a lot of problems. Why did you tell us to do it that way round? Next, assemble the two sides of the fuselage. Put the cockpit section in the middle before assembling the two halves naturally. And next we have all these. So you got, if you're doing options A or C, you get a twin machine gun at the back. Or if you're doing option B, which is the snow version, just a single machine gun. And glue all the glass together. Okay, so for the machine guns here, they decided to tell you right at the bottom here that you need to these instructions are weird. So you're going to have to, okay, I think that's an opening at the bottom there. So you're okay, you can put the gun sight on, which is spent photo etch again. So basically what it's saying is, put that in the middle, roughly in the middle at the top here, and then bend these two tabs around. Do this first, and then glue it into there. That one you can probably do that with, because I think that's just an open bottom there. Yikes, okay. Next we're doing one of the twin booms. Just the one or the two? Oh no, it's both sides of the twin booms. And it's just the wheel bay, the landing gear bays. So just put these bits on the inside, as told, put the front of the engine on, and glue the two sides together. And you're done. then pretty much the plane assembles itself almost. So you put the underside of the fuselage in. Then you can glue the top halves of the wings on to this middle piece. Glue the booms on, as well as make sure to include the horizontal stabilizer at the back here. So potentially, if there's no tabs, you can leave that till last. So where do we get to? So we glued that to that, that to that, that to that. Then they glue the underside of the wings on, and then glue the tail in just to make sure you got everything all lined up nicely. I could potentially see that going a little bit wrong. I could be wrong, but I think that could potentially go wrong. Landing gear, which looks pretty basic, but didn't need to be overly fancy. Yeah, pretty much glue the two sides of the wheels together, put the struts around, and oh, it's got a mud flap as well. And then glue the bay covers on. And all the extras, such as the bomb racks, a couple of extra pieces on the underside, tail wheel, and the propellers. And unfortunately, the propellers, oh, really? They're separate pieces? No, I do not like separate piece propellers. But this one, you do not have an option for spinny propeller. You have glued in propeller or no glued in propeller. There's no option. Well, there was, I just gave you one, but it felt it would fall off. So you literally glue the front of the propeller onto the main part. Glue the two sides of the, well, glue the two propellers on. And glue it onto the back piece. And then that onto the engine. And that is nearly all of it. Because then you've got a few bits to add on the underside, which these are the photo etch and, not photo etch, that's the resin pieces. And the photo etch ladder so you can actually climb onto this thing. I mean, it also tells you here whereabouts on, I like this, it tells you roughly here, or actually goes there, there and there. But then also points out here, here and here. That's quite nice, I like that bit. A few more photo etch pieces, just to say you can climb onto the top of this thing if you need to. And that is it. Right. Quite messy. Let's see if Italeri improved on it at all. So we start off with sprue map. We have all the paints at the beginning you're going to need, again in the Italeri's usual manner of letters. Next, glue all the cockpit section together, which is pretty identical except for no photo etch or no resin as a bonus. Glue the two halves together. Then this only has one option, so glue the machine gun together, poke it through the hole, glue the instruments and switches into the top there. Use PVA. Oh, make sure you drill out the hole first, and then try and poke the machine gun through. Glue the two wings together. Wait, did we? I know, it said it there. I missed a massive bit then, didn't I? Right. So, glue just the single machine gun into the support frame there. And then glue all that lot together. The instrument panel into the top of the cockpit section, or the top of the canopy. And then glue that onto the front. And then onto the base there. Ah, they're doing that this way round. Glue the landing gear bay together first before putting it into the twin booms. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. And they've also specified the two different sides as well. Unlike MPMs, which told you to do this into this, or glue these bits into here first and just told you to times it by 2. So there's a chance you could accidentally get the two sides mixed up. So, okie dokie. Then glue the front on, so that bit's kind of the same. Glue the wings together. Glue the wings onto the twin booms, which I think is how Airfix did their one. And then glue all the pieces together. That looks like it will go together better and easier than how I said it with the MPM one. So, okay. What have we got on the back here? So on the back we have the landing gear again. Looking a little bit more confusing because it's telling you to glue the mud guard on top of the tyre. Okay. Also love it says R and S twice. And T being tyre, but R's there, S is there, and T should be referencing that. But the landing gear is the same anyway. Italeri, there's something as simple as that. You vote for complicated things. What it probably should be is T for tyre times 2. S for supports. So you need T for tyre in the middle of S for supports. And then you glue S and S into the twin booms with 13D being attached afterwards. Along with the arms. And then the extra pieces underneath. I would moan about the propeller, but we already know my views on the propeller. Because I've literally just done it. Then here's the paint guides for Italeri, which is version A or version B, the two German ones. Looks like those are pretty standard colours. Dunkelgrün, which I think is 71, and Schwarzgrün. Apologies for the mispronouncing those two. As well as blue for the underside. You got white and yellow are basically the exact same colour. You messed up again there, Italeri. That's a white bit of paper or a white bit of paper. And I don't think it tells you... No, it does not tell you which one's which. Yeah, you guys messed up. Also, I just spotted this other mistake. I suppose I call it a mistake, but there's a reason for it. Version A has a yellow or white band in the middle, while version B has 2 yellow or white bands either side of the crosses. Here it shows none, but that's to accommodate for either version A, which would be about there, or version B's, which would be here and here. Okay, so makes sense. Needs some clarification on which one's which. Mainly the colour there. We then also have the Snowy Russian version. So that's, yep, quite basic there. What colours is that one? Oh, it's the exact same colours on the other side again. Okay. So I got a feeling that's supposed to be all white. Well, those are supposed to be yellow. Well, I could be wrong because it doesn't tell me. And the Hungarian Air Force one. So again, the camouflage is pretty much the same. Just instead of the Luftwaffe cross, we have the Hungarian cross. And that is... Yep, that's pretty much it. I will now cut in the paint guides for the MPM one and record that separately. Or for you, it'll appear on the same video, but I'll have to do that separately. So here's the paint guides for the MPM ones. So first off we start with the Hungarian one. So to have a Hungarian option as well. Then we jump onto the German one that's in snow camouflage. This one's interesting. This is the one I actually did for the Airfix one. And what I did is you had to put the normal German camouflage underneath, and then there's no camouflage over the top. And I just did that with watered down white paint, and just like brushed it on, made sure it was nice and streaky because it looked like some of the paint was actually washing back off again. And then finally we get the Slovakian one, and again the regular German colour scheme. Sprue time! Even though most of it's still off the video. Yes, because the sprues are going to be the same, bar the clear plastic, I'm only going to look at the one kit, which with the resin here and the extra glass, you can probably guess this is the MPM one. Another reason being is the Italeri one I'm going to sell on again. The kits are identical. I'll probably come back and buy another Italeri one at a later date, but at the moment I need to sell it on. So that's going on off again. Small jump cut, the camera decided to fall over again. And then, well, I fell over it twice. One because I accidentally kicked the stand it was on, and the second time the support arms died on it, so I was just like... Alright, so let's have a look at the... Let's have a look at the cockpit sprue. So it effectively is. So we'll start with the outside, and no, I won't because it's not focusing. Let's do the wings. Because you're going to focus on the wings, aren't you, camera? Yay! It focused on the wings. Okay. So, detail on the wings. Okay. The panel lines are there again. We've got nice fabric surfaces here. But the panel lines are ridiculously thin. You are, again, similar with the ICM one, you're going to struggle hand painting this and keeping that detail there. But it's there. It's quite nice. But I feel like you're going to lose it. Side of one of the twin booms. Quite nice. Other wing is going to be pretty much the same. Propeller spinny caps are looking quite nice. The arms, or the structure for the landing gear, quite good. Mud flap looks like a mud flap. That's goes inside the cockpit, I know that bit. Inside detail, not too bad there. It looks quite nice. A bit flashy in places. You're going to have to take a file to this to smooth it all out. Overall though, not too bad. Let's have a look at the other twin boom, or the other side of the twin booms. Oh, one of the things I said about the Italeri one, let's see if they got the locator studs here. Yep, they have locator studs here. Okay, not that piece, but they do have it here and here. And the wheel's missing it. That's interesting. Anyway. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, but very, very thin panel lines again. But we got the rivets there. Tyres look very nice. And the side of the fuselage, or the boom, again quite nice. The horizontal stabiliser at the back. Again. Nice fabric covered surfaces. Fairly shallow, but quite nice there. And the other half of it, yep, quite nice. These are, oh dear. Okay, I don't know whether there was that much detail, but the landing gear bays, nothing there. Tail didn't look too bad. But these are the front of the engines. there was nothing to stop you from looking straight down into the rest of the boom here. I think there was a massive hole there to help with cooling. I don't know about these side ones, whether they have vents behind. I would highly recommend painting the entire bit here in black, and here in black, and possibly even the back of the spinners, which are on the other sprue. Or could be there. Oh no, they're there. That's the back of the spinners. Paint these little stubs black. Anything to try and hide the fact that you can see straight into, well, basically the landing gear bay. I know potentially you're not going to see anything anyway, because you're not going to get any light down into this bit. But any way of stopping it, just to give that a little bit of extra, say, realism, would help. Interesting bit though. The tail wheel has some detail on the underside, and its little bay, because it does fold away, this thing. That's got detail, but the main wheels don't. Okay. Overall, not too bad. Cockpit section. Now back to this sprue. So we've got nice thin, I say nice and thin, the very thin panel lines. The actual cockpit itself is very nicely detailed. You can always see how comfy that looks like to lay on. Instrument panel looks very nice. And the same here as well on the column on the side. Is that the side column? Yeah, side column, because that's the little dome there that you put the levers on. Very nice. Nothing on the side, but you can't really mould it on the side. The machine guns. These. Yeah, these look definitely more like the MG. I keep referencing them. I should really know what they are by now. I'm going to call them the 17s for now. The MG17s there look nice. They look exactly what they should do. Those are nice. I like them. There's another one that's blasted down my drums. A little bucket seat. Overall, what's the interior? Oh, nice interior. Ooh, not so nice. Great big locator studs right up into. That is. Nope, I think that's the rear section, this bit. I think this is the cockpit section, and this is the spotting vision. So you've got a little bit of detail at the back here, but massive locator studs in there. That's not great. That's going to need some work. And where's this bit? They put it on the underside so you can't see it. Okie dokie. Right, so let's have a look at the clear plastic with the loose piece on it. Okay, that's going to have to. Oh, those look nice. Those look clear. Clear machine guns? What the? I am generally speechless. What's wrong with giving us more machine guns on here, and then just saying, oh, here you go, have some spare machine guns. If you're making a variant that's only you needing like 2 of them, and we're giving you 4, oh well, here's 2 spares in case you don't like the MG17s on another kit. Okay, 6, because there's 4 machine guns there in clear plastic. There is no need for that to be in clear plastic. There's no need for them to be in clear plastic. And the same with the frame there. I don't think you put the machine gun, mount the machine guns onto glass. Oh, MPM, what are you doing? Anyway, frame lines are... Okay, frame lines are just smudges on the outside of the glass there. So, definitely need a paintbrush for that. I'm going to try and do the clear test. How clear is this glass? But I'm going to struggle a little bit because a lot of this is all curved. I'll try to do my best for you guys. So let's have a look and let's get some fine... There's some fine detail there. So, can we see this non-slip surface here? In fact, we can. It's warped a little bit, but that's to be expected from so much, so many bent glass or curved glass. And just the way that reflection and refraction works. But when you can see through it, or even the parts you can see through it, you're still gonna see most of it through there. It's gonna be warped a little bit, but you can still see it. So, okie dokie, very, very nice clear plastic. I'm gonna put that back away again. Yes, there's another piece hiding here, which is the cone on the end. Ah, in there. Resin pieces. These are going to stay. Oh, no. I should have known. More machine gun ammo drums. Oh, why? Okay. And the 2 little stubs that go underneath. Admittedly, they look nice. These do look nice. I have looked at. I am dreading building the 215. I'm going to build it. But I'm going to dread building it because of this lot. I'm going to love building this 189. Not 190, it's a 189. Until I get to this bit. Yay. Let me... as I said, I'm only going to look at the MPM one because the Italeri one is going to go up on sale. And let me give my final thoughts on the kit. Or kits. So, final thoughts on MPMs or Italeris 189s. It's going to look, when it appears on the shelf, I know because I've got the Airfix one, it does stand out as a really, it's a smallish plane, but it does stand out as being quite unique. It's got that big greenhouse in the middle and the twin booms either side. So it's a really, excuse me, it does stand out quite nicely on the shelf against everything else, which pretty standard. Depending on what's on your shelves, to be honest, but it will stand out nicely. These kits as well, they look like they're going to be very nice, pleasant kits to build. Saying that though, skill level wise, Italiari's, because it's a straight out of the box kit pretty much, I will say that's a skill level 3. MPMs, because you got the resin, because you got the film and the photo etch, skill level 4. Just that little bit extra, but just because they've got those extra pieces which, if you're starting out in this hobby, you may not necessarily know how to deal with those compared to Italiari's one, or just plain plastic. My scores for these two planes. Interior detail. The Italeri, a 4. I'm going to go with a 4 for that one. It's all there. It's all really nice. The machine guns look good. You've got nice instrument panels. The ones with all the dials on, as well as the one on the side where you've got the levers. Okay, it doesn't have levers, but it's all there. It looks nice. It's really nicely represented. You could improve it by adding like few like pipes and wires and stuff in. Overall, really, really nice. MPMs. Italeri was a 4. You got all the photo etch. You got all the extra. You got the films as well. I'm gonna say 4.5. Not quite a 5. As much as I really want to give this one a 5. So why don't I? I can't really give it a negative. I can't. It's all really nice and it's all going to be in there. But there's just little things. Again, there's no levers on this one, on the MPM one, for like the accelerator or the flaps. Throttle. I keep calling the throttle the accelerator. It does the same job at the end of the day. There's no reason for me not to give it a 5, but I'm sorry. I'm just going to give this one a 5. 4, 5. Exterior detail. Ouch. Yeah, okay. If I release these videos when I intend to, the ICM 215, the week before I release this one, I only gave that a 3.5 for exterior detail. Because of the thin panel line. It's all there, but you're going to lose all of it when you paint this thing up. These two are identical. They are very thin panel lines. I feel like you're just going to lose whatever detail there was there. So, because I was that harsh with the ICM one, I cannot give the MPM/Italeri one any leeway either. That's going to have to be a 3.5 as well. Which is just quite a shame, because otherwise this would have been a really, really nice kit. Remember, these are my own views and opinions. If your views that the panel lines are perfectly fine as they are, that's your own view. These are my views. So we have... So score-wise, we have a 7.5 and an 8.5. So not too bad. They're quite nice kits. They're really nice kits. I would definitely say go out and get them. Especially if you can find one for 8 quid, was it? Yeah, 8 quid. Or 9 quid is what whoever bought this one was. Go and buy them. Definitely go buy them. Again, skill level wise, I would say 3 and a 4. But for what you're getting, it's going to stand out. Beautifully so. So, if you liked the video, please hit that like button. Comment below, have you made one of these before, or even done the FX one? Is there any traps, anything to look out for? Do these kits go together really nicely, like it looks like they do? Or, actually, are they really, really awkward putting together? Are they really awkward kits? I would love to know your views and opinions on these. Please just say comment below on them. And I will see you on... Oh, subscribe for more. If you... As you see you on the next video, just there. I need a drink. Soft drink. Yep, subscribe for more. See you on the next one. Thanks, bye.